If you ever wanted to meditate but felt like you were doing it wrong, this video is for you. Maybe you have seen people sitting perfectly still with crossed legs, their hands in a specific position, looking completely calm, and maybe you thought, I could never do that. But meditation does not have to look perfect. You do not need a perfect space, a perfect posture, or a completely empty mind. You simply need a few quiet minutes, an open mind, and a willingness to come back to yourself. I've been meditating for more than 14 years, and throughout that time, meditation has become one of the ways I reconnect with myself, where I calm my mind and create space for clarity and inspiration. Meditation has helped me slow down when life felt too loud. It has helped me regulate stress, feel more grounded, and create space for new ideas. Sometimes I sit down with a problem that feels impossible to solve. I do not force an answer. I simply allow myself to become still. And very often, once my mind becomes quiet, I see something I could not see before. But I want to be honest. I have not meditated perfectly for 14 years. I have had phases where I practice every day and phases where I stop completely. But the important thing is that I always come back. For me, meditation is not about escaping life. It is about becoming more present inside your life. Meditation gives you a pause from constantly rushing, overthinking, and taking care of everything around you. For a few minutes, you do not need to fix anything. You can simply breathe and be present. Meditation can help you build a deeper relationship with your thoughts, your emotions, your body, and your inner voice. And if you are spiritual, it can also become a space to connect with the universe, your higher self, your intuition, God, Source, or whatever word feels true for you. You do not need to believe in anything specific to meditate. You only need to be curious about what happens when you give your mind and body a moment of stillness. One of the biggest reasons people give up on meditation is because they believe there is a right way and a wrong way to do it. They think they need to sit with their legs crossed. They think their hands need to be in a certain position. They think they need to meditate for 30 minutes or even an hour. Or they think they have failed if they have a thought. I do not see meditation that way. Your practice should support your body, your lifestyle, and your current season of life. You do not need to force yourself into a pose that creates pain just because it looks like meditation. The best meditation posture is the one that allows you to feel safe, supported, and relaxed. To begin, choose a place where you are less likely to be interrupted. It does not need to be a perfect meditation room. It can be a corner of your room, your sofa, your bed, or even a chair by the window. What matters most is that the space feels calm enough for you to be softened. You can make it more intentional if that helps you. I personally love having a blanket nearby because I often feel colder when my body starts to relax. You could use a cushion, dim the lights, open a window, light incense, play calming music, or put on a guided meditation. But remember, these things are not requirements. They are simply tools. There are many ways to meditate, and I want you to choose what genuinely feels good for you. You can sit on the floor, with your legs crossed, using a cushion underneath your hips, if that feels more supportive. You can sit in a comfortable chair, with your feet resting on the floor. This can be especially helpful if sitting on the floor feels uncomfortable or if you enjoy feeling physically grounded and supported. You can sit with your legs stretched out in front of you. This is actually one of my favorite positions at the moment because it allows me to relax without creating too much tension in my body. And yes, you can meditate lying down. Some people worry about falling asleep while meditating, but if you fall asleep, do not judge yourself. It may simply mean that your body needs rest. You can return to a seated position another day if you want to stay more alert. But in the beginning, the most important thing is to build a peaceful relationship with the practice, not to make it another thing you feel pressure to be perfect at. Once you've found your position, gently close your eyes and start bringing your attention to your breath. You don't need to force your breathing, just breathe slowly and deeply. Notice the air entering your body. Notice it leaving. And for a moment, let your breath become the place you return to. Because your mind will probably wander, and that's completely normal. This is the part I want every beginner to hear. Thoughts are normal. Your mind may start thinking about what you need to do later, something you said yesterday, a message you need to reply to, a problem you are carrying, or even whether you are meditating correctly. None of this means you are failing. Meditation is not about having no thoughts. It is about noticing when your mind has wandered and gently return your attention to the present moment. Imagine your thoughts are clouds passing through the sky. You can see them, but you do not need to chase every single one. Something that personally helps me is imagine that I place the thoughts inside of a box and put the lid on it. I am not denying the thoughts or pretending they do not exist. I am simply telling myself I can come back to this later. Right now, I am meditating. It's a simple visualization, but it helps me create some distance from the thoughts instead of getting pulled into them. And the more you practice, the easier it will become to notice your thoughts without immediately following them. Once you begin to feel a little more relaxed, you can simply stay with your breath. Or, if it feels aligned with you, you can bring an intention into your practice. You could silently ask yourself, what do I need to understand today? What message does the universe have for me today? What does my higher self want me to know? To me, the higher self is the wisest, most loving part of you, the part that knows you deeply, even when your conscious mind is confused or overwhelmed. You do not need to force an answer. You do not need to see a sign, hear a voice, or having a big revelation. Sometimes the answer is an idea. Sometimes it is a feeling. Sometimes it is simply a sense of peace. And sometimes nothing happens in the exact moment. But clarity comes later, while you are walking, writing, creating, or living your day. The practice is about becoming open without being attached to a specific outcome. If you are new to meditation, please do not pressure yourself to do it for a long time. Start with 5 minutes, then try 10 minutes, and when that begins to feel natural, you can move to 15. A consistent 5 minutes practice can be far more powerful than trying to meditate for an hour once and then never doing it again. You can meditate in the morning to set the tone for your day. You can meditate at night to release everything you are carrying, or you can do it in the middle of a stressful day when you need a moment to return to yourself. There is no perfect schedule, just a rhythm that you can realistically return to. Meditation is a process. There may be days when you feel calm and deeply connected, and there may be days when your mind feels loud, restless, and distracted. Both are part of the practice. You may take breaks, You may need to begin again many times. I certainly have. But every time you choose to sit with yourself, even for a few minutes, you are building trust with yourself. You are reminding your mind and body that you deserve a moment of peace. Meditation is not complicated. It is a practice of presence, a practice of patience, and in many ways a practice of self-love. Start where you are. Use what you have. Choose the position that feels good. Take one breath and allow yourself to discover what becomes possible when you make space to listen within. I think one of the most beautiful things about meditation is that you don't need anything external to begin. You already have the ability to pause, to breathe, to observe, to reconnect with yourself. And in a world that constantly asks for our attention, learning how to return to ourselves can be incredibly powerful. So don't worry about doing it perfectly. Don't worry about having the perfect position. Don't worry about having a completely silent mind. Just start. Find a comfortable place. Take a breath. Give yourself a few minutes to simply be. You don't need to be good at meditation before it can become meaningful to you. You just need to be willing to begin. Now, if this video helped you, save it for the next time you want to meditate. And in the next videos, I will share some of the meditation practice I personally use to relax my mind and body, and to create space for inspiration, creativity, and clarity in my life. If that's something you would like to explore with me, you're welcome to join me on this journey. You can start today. Just give yourself 5 quiet minutes. Keep creating.